What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV, aka Darth Apocalypse. All right, so before I get into this video, I want to give a shout out to the brother AB for the donation to the channel, $7 donation via the Cash App. Much respect to him for showing love to Too Raw for TV. So, look, Klutch still is on that BS. Okay? They're still on that BS. We have become so much more, and when I say we, I'm talking about you to the listener. We've become a lot more sophisticated, I guess, as far as ciphering out real legitimate news stories versus planet BS. And this story is planet BS. All right, so let me get to the story. So, according to an article from MSN.com, it's titled NBA Scout on Russell Westbrook. Quote, I wouldn't touch him in a million years. Russell Westbrook remains one of the biggest names still available in free agency, but not everyone believes he's worth the gamble. Speaking to the South Florida Sun Sentinel about potential veteran additions for the Heat, one longtime NBA scout didn't mince words when asked about the former MVP. Quote, I wouldn't touch him in a million years, the scout said. You can't rely on him in terms of what's going to happen. Yeah, he'll have great games, sure, but he can't shoot. He plays his own way. He's not going to fit into a system. He doesn't really defend. The scout added that while Russell Westbrook is still capable of producing numbers, he doesn't view the nine-time All-Star as someone who helps build a championship caliber roster. He'll put up some numbers and he'll win you some games. In terms of truly building a winning team, you don't get him on your team. Russell Westbrook, who's 37, spent last season with the Kings after signing shortly before training camp. He averaged 15.2 points, 5.4 rebounds, and 6.7 assists in 29 minutes per game. The former league MVP and future Hall of Famer has played for 6 teams since leaving OKC in 2019. But was that really necessary? While his athleticism has diminished with age, he's continued to produce as a scorer and playmaker, even as questions persist about his fit on contenders. You know what's so interesting about that? His description of Russell Westbrook, um, you can't rely on him on terms of what's going to happen. Yeah, he'll have great games, sure, but he can't shoot. He plays his own way. He's not going to fit into a system. He doesn't really defend. Doesn't that sound more like LeBron? It's just crazy to me, right? So who is this scout? Who is this NBA scout who it goes unnamed? I have a theory. It's either somebody who has been paid under the table to say this bullshit, compensated to say this bullshit, or it's Rich Paul speaking in a Kermit the Frog voice to some newspaper down there, the Sun Sentinel, pretending to be an NBA scout, or just some guy affiliated with Klutch pretending to be an NBA scout. All this is BS. The muddy the waters when it comes to Russell Westbrook. That's all this is. It's sour grapes and it's disgusting. What really gets me is the part where he says he doesn't really defend. Um, Russell Westbrook, more or less, since he's been with the Lakers, has reinvented himself as a great help defender. He's not the best one-on-one defender, although he does put the effort in, but he's a great help defender. LeBron doesn't do any of that shit on defense. He's a horrible defender. So if you even put that out there about he plays his own way, he's not going to fit into a system, he doesn't really defend, Who does that really sound like more than of the two? The only way LeBron plays with others is you fit into a system that benefits him but takes away from your strengths. Usually, you know he's not going to defend. Matter of fact, he gets a media built-in excuse not to defend, and he definitely plays his own way. So, what is this bullshit again? But we all know this goes back to Russell Westbrook's stint with the Los Angeles Lakers when he was made the media scapegoat for the team's failures. Meanwhile, LeBron selfishly went for a scoring title, which he got shortly before the All Star break in 2023. And the day after, LeBron reaches this milestone after swearing up and down that they couldn't trade Russell Westbrook. They couldn't, oh, we just can't find any suitors. We can't find any suitors. The very day after LeBron breaks his scoring record in a game that the Lakers lost, which tends to be a pattern with LeBron. Whenever he reaches a milestone, his teams lose. Russell Westbrook was traded to, I believe it was Utah, who he never actually played for. I think they waived him, then he signed with the Clippers. But this is sad, man. This goes to show you how spiteful Klutch is, and by extension, his fans. And also, uh, this is also because Russell Westbrook stated during this off season that one of the reasons, or at least it's been reported, that one of the reasons why he hadn't signed with a contender is because he didn't want to be on the same team with LeBron James. So now here is LeBron's on Philly, and now this mysterious scout comes out and says, "Oh, I wouldn't sign him in a million years." First of all, if this is a real opinion, which I seriously doubt, the timing of it is ridiculous. Uh, but if you're really a person who feels that way, won't you come out and be a man instead of a coward and reveal your face? This is why I despise the media. And this is what Jalen Brown talking about. All these sources, all these unnamed this or that. Come out and say what you got to say. NBA family, my ass. You guys are a bunch of cowards. All of you. Especially you media members. All this crap is a lame excuse to try to muddy this man's career more and more. And then you wonder why we collectively despise this dude, man. Oh, why you guys hate on him so much? Do you see all of the crap and chaos and absolutely just spiteful, vicious things that this guy does or engages himself in? He and Rich Paul are evil. They're absolutely evil people, in my opinion. But I feel that Russell Westbrook is going to get a gig, man. First of all, he's only commanding $3 or $4 million a year. It's not like he's going to break your team. He's not going to put you on the second apron. And to me, a guy that's giving you that type of production, unlike another guy who has to stat pad and augment his stats to make it appear that he's still an all star because he's that fucking selfish and gives you nothing on defense and skips games where he's playing against contenders. Ah, one thing that Russell Westbrook's going to do is that he's going to show up for the most part, unless he has a serious injury. He's been fighting through injuries and playing through, minor injuries. The same ones that guys like Kawhi Leonard and LeBron will sit through. Or, they're like a city. Well, that's LeBron, really. LeBron may not like Milwaukee or Memphis or Cleveland or what's another all-black city? Well, Philly. Well, he got to play with Philly now, but we know he don't really like Philly. That's why he won't live there with his elitist ass. Going to chopper from New York to Philly and then talking about the city needs to show him love. The nerve of this dude, man. But Russ is going to give you effort. He's going to give you 100%, you know what I'm saying, commitment. He'll find a team. Anyway, tell me what you guys think.